Hello, YouTube. I'm Lasan Faye, and I'm here to give you a quick recap of everything that happened in my Dragon Age Origins Let's Play. In order to do that, I'm going to use the interface of the Dragon Age Keep tapestry, which I'm maintaining for this world state. And so I'm just going to go through little pieces, one by one, just to kind of recap everything that happened in kind of the order we did things in. So, first and foremost, our Grey Warden, our hero, was Fi, who, I'm not going to click on this because that'll probably just set off a lot of really bad things, but who at the end of all events is alive and well. And we'll cover more as to what happened with Fi later. But Fi was elf age, and when he started off in Ostagar, he helped Kira Mabari Hound, who later became Bon Wolf. And apparently, whether or not we feed the Ostagar prisoner is important. Still haven't found the consequence of whether or not feeding this guard is important, but it's important for the tapestry to track. And while we were in Ostagar, before all the main plot stuff happened, we met a couple of companions. Among them happened to be Alistair. We'll talk about Alistair here in a moment. And we also met Morgan, who later became the romantic interest for Fi. And so in Ostagar, Loghain betrayed the king and left him to die on the battlefield. And so, as I mentioned before, we met Morgan there. And because we helped heal the dog, we managed to recruit Bon Wolf. And from Ostagar, we traveled to Lothering, where we persuaded the revered mother to release Sten, who we then later recruited as well. And so I'm gonna come back to this a couple times. And from Lothering, we traveled to Redcliffe under suggestion from Alistair. And in Redcliffe, we decided to stick around and help Redcliffe fight, despite an apparent glitch where I accidentally may have hit something, or the game just glitched and thought I was leaving, and that caused all sorts of issues. However, I hadn't seen that cutscene before, so, where they're like, if you leave, we won't survive. So, I think that's a cool touch by BioWare to throw that in. So yeah, we stayed, we helped Redcliffe fight, and we did all the preparations. And in preparing, we agreed to find Bella, who we did later find in the castle, and we helped Owen's daughter escape. Or wait, no, hang on. Owen's daughter is who we found in the castle. Bella is who we gave the tavern to, and Bevan is a little boy whose sister was worried about him. We found him and got a sword for it. Then upon entering Redcliffe Castle, we learned that it was not a blood mage, even though Jawin, who we met in the mage origin, is a blood mage. It was not him, and instead it was Connor, who he was tutoring in magic, because Connor himself was a mage. And Connor kind of let himself get possessed. And so, to be able to go to the Fade, his mother, Isolde, sacrificed herself. So that way we could go to the Fade and save Connor. So, Connor was completely saved, he's not possessed, and his mother's dead, but he came out of his possession with his father in a coma. Because Jawin was poisoning the Arl of Redcliffe, who is Connor's father. And yeah, that was unpleasant as a whole. And it's unclear how much Connor actually remembers, and I find it interesting that Connor and Bevan's portraits look eerily similar. And from Redcliffe, we went to... Well, actually, we recruited another 2 companions. The first companion that we recruited was Zevran. Zevran was hired to kill us, and we stopped him from killing us and decided to recruit him, and he ended the series alive and well. And we also went and recruited Shale. And Shale is currently alive and well, and in the process of getting Shale, we had to help out the son and granddaughter of Shale's former master, and both of them are alive, well, and not possessed. So, upon recruiting both Zevran and Shale, we then made our way to, I believe, the Brazilian forest, wherein we sided with the elves. First time I've done that. I've done all the other alternatives as well. And so, by siding with the elves, we essentially slaughtered the werewolves, which made sense in the playthrough. And we managed to save Hala while in the camp. We brought some Ironbark back around. We saved, like, an injured warrior. We didn't encounter the pair of lovers. I have done that one before. That's not too big of a deal. And Atheris, I think I forgot to tell him what happened with his wife. So, that's them. Actually, I may not have encountered his wife, because I dealt with the werewolves before that. So, I don't know. So, after dealing with that mess, we then proceeded to make our way to, oh gosh, that name is gonna escape me now. Haven. Well, really, we made our way to Denerim, to look for Brother Genitivi, who was apparently on his way to Haven. And in Haven, we poisoned the urn of sacred ashes. So Andraste's ashes, we poisoned them. You know, because Vi was not Andrastian. And managed to successfully lie to Leliana. So Leliana does not know we poisoned the ashes, so she's alive and well. Then, after poisoning the ashes, we went to the circle, wherein we supported the mages. We dealt with everyone who was a blood mage and trying to take over and kill everyone. We saved the people who weren't blood mages, and so we didn't senselessly slaughter people, and we managed to save the first enchanter. So, good for us. And that gave us Wynne as a new companion, so since I haven't come back in here in a while. So we recruited Wynne, and she ends the series alive and well. And as mentioned earlier, Leliana's alive and well. And so from there, I believe we went directly to Orzammar, where we helped one dwarven girl be able to go to the circle in order to study magic, even though dwarves can't perform magic. We didn't do any of this because this involves being a dwarven noble in your origin story. We didn't look into a stolen tome. We did, however, provide information that the Legion of the Dead is in fact connected to a noble house. We helped start a chantry. I don't remember doing that, but I guess we did. We told Ruck's mother about him. We helped Zerlinda reconcile with her family. We dealt in Lyrium. And we helped Orta join the assembly. And amongst all of this, we managed to also defeat Bronca and destroy the Anvil of the Void. Though, of course, destroying the Anvil of the Void gave us a crown, which allowed us to crown Balin as ruler of Orzammar. And so that was Orzammar. And so then I went off and probably did a couple of companion quests, wherein we met Alistair's sister, and we killed Flemeth. So, Flemeth became a dragon, because of course she does. Actually no, it wasn't in Denerim yet. I want to go to the Warden's Keep. So in the Warden's Keep, which is where we went next, we drank the concoction that Avernus had created. Yeah, I know. Found a mysterious bottle, drink it. What do you do? And then we killed Sophia, but kept Avernus alive and let him continue doing his research. Because turns out, hey, Fly's a blood mage, so first time I ever played a blood mage. That was a lot of fun. Then we get to Denerim. In Denerim, I didn't do the crime wave this time. I didn't feel like it. I could have sworn... Oh, right. I couldn't find the amulet for some weird reason. We found some scrolls for the Chantry. We informed a lot of people out of Logain's treachery. We bluffed this guy into thinking he had the wrong person. We dealt with some people for the guard, mainly mercenary companies. I completely ignored the crows there, unless they out and out attacked me. And then, as mentioned earlier, we helped Alistair find his sister. And we also killed Marjolaine, who had a contract out for Leliana. So from there, we had the Landsmeet, and the result of the Landsmeet ended with Alistair and Anora would rule jointly. And so that leads us into the Battle of Denerim. But the night before the Battle of Denerim, Morgan comes to us and says, I do not want to lose you, and so we should have a baby. That way I can trap the body, or the soul of the old god within the child, and no warden needs die. So, we had an old god baby with Morgan, and survived the Battle of Denerim. And upon surviving the Battle of Denerim, we were given Vigil's Keep, which is where Arl Howe used to run, and we killed Arl Howe because he was supporting Logain, and kind of a get, too, while I'm at it. And in the process of doing Awakening, we built everything. We built the keep back up, like really reinforced it. We got Oghren and Felsi to be companionable together. Felsi is Oghren's second wife, and they have a little baby boy. And then Nathaniel, who is Arl Howe's son, was alive and well at the end, and actually doing very well for himself. He was one Grey Warden that we recruited. Other Grey Wardens we recruited include Sigrun, Anders, and Valana. And then, as an additional companion, we had Justice, who is a spirit of justice, that got trapped in the mortal realm when he was essentially pulled out of the Fade on accident. And in the final fight against the Mother, who was essentially trying to kill off the Grey Wardens, you know, for some reason, Darkspawn just want to kill Grey Wardens. Surprise, surprise. We decided to protect the keep. And then, on top of killing the Mother, we also decided to kill the Architect. And that wraps up that expansion. And as the final piece of the expansion, or final DLC, was Witch Hunt. And in Witch Hunt, Vi goes off to go look for Morgan, and upon finding Morgan, follows her through the Alluvion, that they've been hunting. So, that is all the main points that you need to know before diving into the next adventure, which should be out in a couple hours after this one for Dragon Age 2. Anyways, I hope to see you all there, and in the meantime, in between time, take care, have fun, happy trails.